consider subscribing. It helps me out a huge deal. And also, you can now press the super thanks button just below the video, and you can give like a one-off donation of your choosing, as well as always, there is my PayPal link in the description, so that is there if you so wish to use it, so thank you very much. But yeah, with that said, let's get into it. Now, the last video I did was on this book as well, so if you go on to enjoy this video, then take a look at my channel, and the latest video that's on there before this one is also of this book, so it'll be quite similar, I would have thought. I'm actually just going to bring us out a touch. There we go. Just so you get the whole book in. Now, last video we did some stuff at the front of the book. So if you remember last time, this book is split up into sections. Today we're going to be looking at power, and we'll do one or two other sections as well. So the idea of this book is, I see these posts on social media quite often where it's like, these maps have changed my perspective on the world and stuff like that. It's of that sort of ilk. So this one is, as you can see in the top left there, countries with economies bigger than California's. So in terms of nominal GDP, there's only 3 countries apparently in the world with larger economies than California, and that is Germany here, China and Japan, which is pretty crazy. I'm guessing the UK is not too far behind, because I think the UK is like the 5th or 6th biggest economy in the world. But it just goes to show you, Silicon Valley, all the tech stuff that goes on in California generates such a huge GDP that only 3 countries in the entire world have greater economies than California. Largest source of imports by country. So I'm guessing this means where the countries in question import the greatest quantity of goods, whether that, whatever that might be. So as you can see, the US imports a lot from China, Canada imports most from the US, Greenland from Denmark, which makes sense because I believe Greenland is a Danish territory, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. The UK here that's Germany, and I'm guessing that's mainly automotive. Audis and BMWs and Mercedes spring to mind there, as is pretty much all of Scandinavia is Germany as well. You can't really see Sweden because in between the page there, but that's Germany also. China imports the most from South Korea. There's a lot of China on here. Russia, Australia, a lot of places in Africa. I think that's Chile. Obviously the US, which we talked about before. Yeah, which I guess kind of makes sense because China has a very large quantity of production in a lot of different industries. So yeah, that makes sense. India as well, which is now the largest country in the world by population. These pages are quite thick, I can never tell if I have one or two. Okay, every country's highest valued export. So we have a little key, a colour-coded key down here. So food and drink. So this is export, remember, not import. We were just looking at imports, this is now exports. So the US is highest valued export is food and drink. Citroen and Peugeot, and there's others. Citroen and Peugeot jumped to mind immediately. Oh, Renault, of course, Renault. Australia down here is metal and minerals, which I guess kind of makes sense because there's a lot of mining that goes on in the middle of Australia, I think, for things like gold. There's a lot of TV programs about it on the lower or like the higher channels in the UK. There's like Australian gold miners. Up here, black means oil and petroleum. So that's India, Russia, excuse me. A lot of the top of Africa, Egypt, I think that's Algeria, then obviously the Arabian Peninsula, quite well known for their oil exports, and Norway as well. There's some oil reserves in the North Sea, I believe. So yeah, that's interesting. And China is green. We'll do that. It's electronics, which makes sense. World gold reserves in grams per person. So anything more gold coloured is a greater amount of grams per person. Anything darker is less, and anything that's grey, they have no data. So the US and parts of Central and Western Europe here seem to have a greater proportion of grams per person. Russia is sort of goldish. I think that's 10 to 20 grams per person. Australia, just proving what I said, completely wrong. But I guess maybe they export most of it, so I'm not sure. There's not really too much to say about that. Portugal as well, if you can just see here, Portugal has quite a high proportion as well. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I suppose that doesn't really tell you much about where it's sourced from, etc. and things like that. So yeah, we'll move on. World divided in half based on military spending. So anything in the black, navy blue colour is NATO, and anything in the orangey yellow is the rest of the world. So 54% of the world's military spending is NATO, which is the sort of Western democracies, developed Western democracies, France, UK, USA, Canada, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, parts, I think that's Greece. So yeah, most of Europe and most of North America. Nuclear versus non-nuclear countries. So anything in green is countries that generate nuclear power. Anything in blue, countries that do not. So interestingly, Sweden does, but its two neighbours, Norway and Finland, do not. All of North America do. Brazil does, Argentina does, but the rest of South America does not. South Africa does, but the whole rest of Africa doesn't. So that's interesting. Japan does, China does, India does, Russia does, I think that's Pakistan does, Spain, Germany, UK, Spain, France, UK, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, parts of Eastern Europe and Central Europe, the Czech Republic, I can't tell, I think that might be Romania and Hungary, yeah, I can't tell exactly, but yeah, you get the idea. Australia doesn't, which culture. So let's see what this one has for us. Europe's most successful football teams. So this is something that I know a little bit about. I'm a football fan. Which teams have won the most league titles in each European country? So in the UK, we got the UK split here. So England is Manchester United, Wales is the New Saints. I've never heard of the New Saints, to be fair. I don't know much about the Welsh Premier League, or the Premier Division, I think it's called. In Scotland, it's Rangers. In Northern Ireland, it's Linfield. And in the Republic of Ireland, it's Dundalk. Real Madrid for Spain, which is pretty predictable. They are one of, if not the most famous club in the world. Benfica for Portugal. Bayern Munich for Germany, again one of the world's most recognisable clubs. Juventus for Italy. Saint-Étienne for France. I think it's easy to forget that PSG didn't have too much success until recently, so I would have probably not guessed Saint-Étienne. I would have maybe guessed something like, I don't know, Lyon, or I know Bordeaux had a period where they were quite successful. Grasshoppers, Zurich, that's Switzerland. Ajax, again, quite recognisable for the Netherlands. Anderlecht for Belgium. Malmö for Sweden. I don't know how they pronounce it, but Copenhagen is Copenhagen. Rosenborg is Norway. Are there any more that I recognise? Dynamo Kiev for Ukraine. CSK Sofia. AEK Athens. Interestingly, AEK Athens actually played a friendly against the team that I support, Preston North End, and they came to Preston, and I think they brought this was pre-season, I think they brought maybe 20 fans, and they all sat together with the home fans. I think that the game ended in a draw, but yeah, I do always remember AEK Athens, that they play in yellow. They have a yellow badge, just because of the fact that they played my team. Dinamo Zagreb, Maribor, have been in the Champions League a little bit. Austria Wien, Sparta Prague. I've actually been to this ground. I haven't watched a game, but I've been to Prague, and we saw both Prague grounds. It's Sparta Prague and I can't remember for the life of me. I think it begins with an S as well, or maybe it doesn't. I've seen both of the grounds anyway. Tiraspol, I recognise. I've seen them in the Champions League once or twice. FCSB, I've also seen. Red Star Belgrade is Serbia. Yeah, I quite like this one. This one's really cool for me because I'm a big football fan. This one would be really good for Welsh ASMR 82. He has a maps channel and a football channel, so this is his ideal map. Oh, another one, football versus soccer. So I say football because I'm British. I know I have a lot of fans from the US, and I know that you guys call it soccer, so I'm going to have to be careful, I think. But it's basically football or translations that mean football, if that makes sense. So like it's football in the UK, but it's like football in Spain, football in, it means the same thing. Obviously the US, Canada, Australia call it soccer. I do know that because Australia's national team are known as the Socceroos, so I knew that. New Zealand, call it soccer in South Africa. But yeah, I'd say a majority of the world knows it as soccer. And then we have the ones in blue know it as something else. Other etymologies, that says etymologies. Calcio. Yeah, I don't know if that's where that is. It might be Sardinia or something like that. This is quite an interesting one. Heavy metal bands per 100,000 people. I don't mind heavy metal actually. I don't like the super heavy stuff, but there's if I went to like a heavy metal themed night, I would have fun. I've got quite a flexible music taste, to be honest. But yeah, Scandinavia, unsurprisingly, they like the heavy metal. Not sure why. Germany, fairly high. Iceland, high. That's Finland, which is 65.9 heavy metal bands per 100,000 people. That's a lot if you consider that that's bands, and you usually have, if you have a heavy metal band, you would have 3 or 4 people in that band. So there could easily be 200 out of 100,000 people who are members of a heavy metal band in Finland, which is very interesting to think about actually. The UK, so this green shade is the lowest before it starts going orange. Sorry, it's the highest before it starts going orange. So 4.5 per 100,000 heavy metal bands. Yeah, that's quite a fun one. I like that one. Oh, this is interesting. Countries that have no McDonald's. So anything in yellow has McDonald's. Anything in grey does not. So most of Africa, apart from Egypt, South Africa and Morocco. Not sure why that is. Mongolia does not. Then places in Arabia do not. I think this is a lot of the stans. I wouldn't be able to name them, but places like Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, I think, are around here, if I'm not mistaken. I could be though. I likely am wrong. Kazakhstan does. I believe that's Kazakhstan. I think it is anyway. Yeah. Parts of Indochina do. Vietnam does. I don't think that's Laos that doesn't. Or Cambodia. I can't remember exactly which one's which. But yeah, when I go on holiday, I obviously like indulging in local cuisine. I think people who just go and eat the same thing that they would eat over here are just wasting their holidays in terms of food. But I do, if I find a McDonald's, I do make a point to try the McDonald's in every country I've been to. And I think to this day, the one that I enjoyed the most was the one I had in Prague. The Czech McDonald's. I had like a quarter pounder with cheese and bacon with like fries and a beer, and the burger was just really, really nice. Like the chips or the fries, you can't really go wrong. But the burger was super nice, and I had a beer with it, and I mean, you can't really complain about that, can you? So yeah, check McDonald's if you've never been. If you don't know, get to know. Countries with the most Miss World winners. So India has had 6, Venezuela has had 5, the UK has had 3, South Africa's had 3, United States 3, Iceland 3, Jamaica 3, Sweden 3. guessing that's just the most. There's obviously going to be countries that have had 2 and 1 winners as well, but yeah, that's interesting. India with 6. Oh, goodness me. Place names with more than 20 characters. Good letters. Clanfair, that's a famous one in the UK. It's Clanfair something gogogoch. And I don't know anything in the middle. It's a very famous place name, or place in the UK just for its name. And you guys know that I make a habit of butchering place names, so I am not even gonna attempt some of these. This is meant to be relaxing, and I would be incredibly unrelaxed if I attempted this. By glance, though, Clanfair in the UK is the second longest place name with 58 letters, but the longest is down here in New Zealand, 85 letters, which is that's crazy. The summit where Tamatea, the man with the big knees, the climber of mountains, the land swallower, travelled about, played his nose flute to his loved one, listed in the Guinness World Records as the longest official place name in the world. Yeah, as I say, I'm not going to try. Most popular cola brands in Germany. So this map shows the most popular brand of cola soft drink in each German land or state. Unsurprisingly, Coca-Cola is the number 1 brand across the whole of Germany, but interestingly, not in every single state. The former East German state of Thuringia, or Thuringen, is the lone holdout, preferring Vita Cola to Coke. Never heard of Vita Cola, that's not too surprising since it was one of the German Democratic Republic's, or East Germany's, national cola brands. So Thuringen prefers Vita Cola, and the rest prefer Coca-Cola. I've actually been to Thuringia, or Thuringen, or I've been through it rather on a train. But yeah, I've been to Bavaria, I've been to Berlin, I've been to this one because I've driven from Berlin down to Dresden and Leipzig, which I believe are down here, and I've also been Frankfurt. I've been to Frankfurt, which I think is over here somewhere. I think that might be Bremen, or I think it might be Bremen. That small one there. But this is Bavaria, or Bayern. That's the city-state of Berlin. I think this top one here might be, what's it called? Schleswig-Holstein, I think it's called. Schleswig-Holstein. And then maybe one of these is Hamburg. I know Hamburg's up in the north somewhere. But yeah, very interesting. I've been to Germany the most times out of any other country in the world. I think I've been 5 times. If my memory is correct. I've been to Berlin once. I've been to Bavaria 3 times. I've been to Nuremberg twice. I've been to Munich once. And I've been to Frankfurt once. Or I've been to the Rhine Valley. We stayed in the Rhine Valley, but the place where it was nearest to where I went was Frankfurt. So yeah, I like Germany. I really like Germany. Very nice, friendly, very clean. Yeah, I love Germany. Okay, so we've made it to a different category, but I think we're going to leave that for maybe another video. If you've enjoyed, please let me know down below. And if you want another video of this book, then please let me know, because I love to. I spent the money on it, so I can get my money's worth. But yeah, please let me know if you've enjoyed down below. If you have, as I said at the start, please consider dropping a like and a comment. If you've made it this far, thank you very much indeed. But with that said, I want to thank you very much for watching once again.